So we start with the Premier League title race. It's a huge day for Arsenal tomorrow. They host Newcastle United in Saturday night football, looking to regain top spot with Manchester City in FA Cup action. Arsenal fans, how nervous are you? Jay Bothroyd is with us until midday. All season you've been giving us a percentage of your confidence. How high did it get at one point?
Got to, was it 76? 76%.
76 was your highest.
Yeah.
Last week you said, before the Man City game, you said 51. What is it now?
It's 50-50.
Oh, it's only gone down.
50-50.
It's only gone down 1%. Man City
are top now. Yeah, Man City are top now. So what do you mean? How can Arsenal be favourites if Man City are top?
Yeah, no, but it's only gone down from 1%.
I know. That's why I'm saying 50-50. Same points.
Right.
Goal difference.
OK, well, goals scored at the moment, let alone goal difference.
Yeah,
the same.
exactly.
Goals scored, OK. Do you expect Arsenal to win every game?
No, I don't expect Arsenal to win every game, but then I don't expect Man City to win every game. I think both teams will still drop points. This is a really tough game coming up for Arsenal, though. You know, people will say, oh, you know, Newcastle are not an in-form team. Well, Arsenal are not in form either.
Newcastle do have good players, as we've just been talking about.
Yeah, exactly. They still have good players. I think Emirates is back. He's back as well, which is that's massive. So they'll have their three midfielders in there, which is one of the, you know, I said before, one of the best three in midfield in the Premier League, maybe even the world. But that's going to be a tough game, and it's whoever turns up on the day. You know, they got the likes of Gordon. You know, we need to see big performances from Arsenal's attacking players. The defence has been consistently good over the year. If you pick Team of the Year this season, there'll be no Arsenal players in that attack. So the Arsenal players, the Arsenal attacking players especially, need to turn up and be counted, and you know, have some creativity and score some goals in open play.
Right. From a mentality point of view, now that Arsenal are not top, they'll be hoping obviously temporarily not top, do they now that they are officially chasing, do they automatically become more attacking and more off the leash?
I mean, you know, we spoke about this year, Tom. I've always said that Arteta needs to give the attacking players especially more freedom. When you look at the back line, all of them, good in one-on-one situations, strong, fast, organised. I think the attacking players need more freedom to go and affect a game.
Will that happen naturally now?
I think it will definitely be encouraging it more. I don't think it will be happening naturally, because you can't just like suddenly switch off to the principles that Arteta has been teaching you for the last 7 years and say, okay, now we're going to go gung ho, and you know, I'm going to do whatever I want. I still think he'll say that there is structure, but I want you to go and affect the game as you see fit within our structure. But again, I think it's team selection more than anything else. I think Arteta really, again, Max Dowman needs to play. I really don't care how old he is. He is the one player.
You said last week you would have started him against Man City, didn't you?
Yeah, I would have started him, for sure. He's one player that when he goes on the pitch, he just looks fearless. And, you know, every time he gets the ball, he's looking to go at his fullback. He's going to lose the ball. Yeah, so what? But he gets the ball and he goes again and he goes again. And he's been dangerous. When he's played, sometimes he's been the best player on the pitch. You know, against Everton, he came on and changed the game for Arsenal. I think now Arsenal need to look at him to start him this weekend. I think they need to look at, obviously, Eze just has to start. He needs that freedom. Go wherever you want on the pitch. Get that ball and dictate the game as you see fit. Go and create. That's what he is. That's what Cherki is for Man City. You know, Guardiola's always been that manager. He gives certain players the freedom to go and create, like De Bruyne. Like Foden a few years ago when he was, you know, scored his 27 goals and 11 or 12 assists. That season he had more freedom. This season it's Cherki. He's letting him do that. He's saying go and play. That's what Arteta needs to do for Eze now. And then on the left wing, I mean, I'd try and put Madueke out there. I'd be saying get crosses in the box for, you know, whoever it may be. Gyökeres, Havertz, I think.
Which one would it be?
For me? I would probably go with Havertz. I thought he had a fantastic game last week. His overall game, yes, he missed 2 big chances, and you know that is the difference. But I think if you look at his overall performance, I think it was a really, really good performance.
Right, time to get the fan perspective now.
Fanalysis has partnered with Sky Sports to empower fan opinion. On the Finalysis app, you share your player ratings, your manager ratings, and your opinions on everything to do with your club, so that Sky Sports can put fan opinion at the heart of their football coverage. Scan the QR code to download the Finalysis app.
Christian Ty joins us now. Right, Christian, I don't think we've spoken to you since that defeat on Sunday, but how confident are you now that you'll still win the title?
Definitely less confident. I think, what was it, 12 days ago we were 9 points clear, and now we're second. So yeah, less confident. It's still doable. I still believe in this team. I still believe we can do it, but they've got to show it on the pitch now. You know, fans can only do so much. We can only support, and we can only try and rally them on social media and in the stadium. But it's on them. You know, they've let us down in the past 4 or 5 weeks. I think the City game, actually, I know they lost. There was a lot of positives to take from that. Yeah, I thought we played well, we created chances. And I think a lot of the belief now going into the last 5 games has actually come, ironically, from that loss. I think if we can play like that for the rest of the season, I think we can win the last 5 if we play like that and take our chances. You know, Eze hitting the post, Gabriel hit the post, Havertz 1-on-1. But that's a banging form Manchester City team who have just who'd they beat? They beat Arsenal, they beat Liverpool, they beat Chelsea, then they beat Arsenal again, and now they beat Burnley. So, yeah, like I said, there's positives to take from that. Am I as confident as I was 2 months ago, 3 months ago? Absolutely not. But I don't think any Arsenal fan is going to be. So they need to show it on the pitch.
Do you want to go, Tom? No? Do you think, when you look at Arsenal's overall squad, team, let's say, do you put what attacker do you say has had a good season?
It's a good question. Well, you could say Victor Gyökeres, maybe. He scored 18 goals in all competitions. Maybe not a brilliant season. You wouldn't put him in the team of the year, but for a first season in the Premier League...
Jay wouldn't start him tomorrow. Jay says he'd start Havertz.
I would. Based upon that game against City, I don't know if you watched the game, but Gyökeres didn't start. Havertz did. And I'm saying that his overall performance in that game was very, very good. Like you said there, he missed a 1-on-1 and he missed a header at the end. And everyone's going to say, well, that's the difference. Haaland doesn't miss them. Kane's don't miss them. They're difference makers. But I think his overall game, he helped the players around him play better too. And I think that's what Arsenal need right now.
I completely agree. I think we play better when Havertz is in the team. But I think Gyökeres is a more clinical finisher. It's almost like they have qualities that the other one needs. You know, if you want a player that can hold it up, drop into midfield, bring other players into play, make us look a bit more fluid, as a false 9, then that's Havertz, which is kind of how Arteta plays. If you want someone who's going to stay on the shoulder, try and run in behind, probably take a finish more often than Havertz, that's Gyökeres. So it depends what you want. I think knowing Mikel Arteta's style of play, how he likes to play, how he likes to dominate games, how he likes his striker to usually play, I think I would also start Kai Havertz. That's nothing against Victor Gyökeres. I just think he suits our style. I don't think Gyökeres, as much as I like him, I don't think he suits our style of play.
I think it depends more on who Arsenal are playing. When Arsenal play in the Champions League and you've got these European sides that are playing with a high line, then Gyökeres is the guy. He's going to run in behind. You can play balls over the top, down the sides of the centre halves and inside the fullbacks. But I think in the Premier League, when you're playing against teams that are just going to sit in and there's no space to run into behind, that's when Havertz is always going to do better, because I think he's got more football IQ. I think he doesn't rely on his strength as much. He drops into little pockets where he can get turned. You can play the ball up to him with flick-ons, he'll hold it up. I think all those attributes help Arsenal's midfielders get up the pitch and, obviously create more chances, especially for the likes of Eze.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't disagree with that at all. It's just the finishing. Look on on Sunday, the game against Manchester City, the 1-on-1 where Odegaard passes him the ball. He's falling over before he shoots, and then the header in the last minute. If that was Gyökeres, maybe one of them goes in the back of the net. Or
Gyökeres don't even get there on that header.
Clinical striker. Well, fair enough. I can see what you're saying, but then we need someone there. We need someone up front that can get there on the header.
We're going to come to that.
Reminded me of that Thierry Henry header against Manchester United. Was it 2005? I think Abui put the ball in and he passed Van der Sar. It's like you need someone quality up front. And
I'll tell you
if
what,
Gyökeres isn't it, if Havertz isn't it, then we need to sign someone else.
I mean, listen, you mentioned Henry there as greatest Premier League player ever. So, I mean, this is not mention him in the same breath as Gyökeres. To be honest,
Look, these are
I was a
players that
bit
played for
surprised that he
Arsenal
took the
once
number
upon a time,
14
Jay.
shirt. Why, he just put
Yeah.
extra pressure on himself by taking that number 14 shirt. I said that was ridiculous that he even did that. But
Jay, do you know why I mentioned Henry? Because he was playing up front for Arsenal when we last won the league. We're trying to win a league now. You need that quality up front.
no, we do, but
You know, whether
we can't
it's-
sign them. We can't sign them right now. But if you're
I'm
talking
not saying
about,
go and sign Thierry Henry, but I'm saying sign a striker that in the last minute, in a potential title deciding game, a free header from, 7 yards out, can put the ball in the back of the net.
he
That's
scored a
what you
header
need
this year,
in a
Gyökeres?
big moment. That's a good question.
The two
Has
strikers
Gyökeres
you're
scored a
talking
header?
about, both
I can't
cost 60 or
remember.
65
I can't
million,
remember
by
who
the
scored a
way.
header. But
Yeah, well, he
And
scored one
Gabriel
pre-season
Jesus
against
wasn't
Bilbao.
cheap. You've spent
so that's not the season.
You've still spent a lot of money on strikers, by the way. I mean, all three of your strikers cost a lot of money.
No, of course, and that's the thing. I feel like I don't think that Gyökeres fitted the Arsenal profile. I think you need a player that, I mean, you're going to say, oh, Isak this season at Liverpool, but a player like Isak that can manoeuvre in them wide areas, drop in pockets, score their own goals, beat a player and put it in the top mid, like things like that. The only striker out there right now that I look at, I would say Alvarez. And even, at the end of last season, I was saying, obviously, Isak was my first choice, Alvarez was my second, and then Ekitike was my third. But obviously, we didn't get none of those. But I think this year, Arsenal really need to push the boat out and get the likes of Alvarez.
Victor Gyökeres has scored one header this season. By the way, what can the fans do to help then, Christian? You know what Arteta's been doing. He's been getting you all hyped up for it. And you know that you were criticised, some of you anyway, after the Bournemouth game. What can you do to help get your team over the line?
I think the fans can just do what they've been doing all season. Keep supporting the team, keep turning up for games, keep making noise. Look, I was there for the Bournemouth game in the stadium. It was loud before the game. All this narrative that Arsenal fans were nervous and booing and this and that. We weren't before the game. We weren't during the game. There was a small section that maybe booed after the game, which I disagree with. But then I feel like that section of the fan base.
Can I ask you that? Why do you disagree with that?
So you were still top of the league.
Because your team is still 9 points. We were still 9 points clear, right? We had the chance to go 12. Still 9 points clear in a title race in a long season. I understand it. I don't agree with it, but I understand it, right? They felt let down in the way that they'd gone from 4 competitions to 2 competitions, then lost against Bournemouth. I feel like the fans that booed almost sensed that we were going to lose against Manchester City. So they sensed that it was going to be, level on points within a couple of weeks, which it now is. But we still got support. All this stuff that Mikel's saying and coming out, he's trying to rally the troops. I don't actually think he needs to. I just think let the fans support and focus more on the team. Focus on what you're doing on the pitch rather than trying to get the team up, because it hasn't worked. The 2 times he's done that, he's come out before we played PSG in the Champions League last season, he said, bring your shin pads. That obviously went viral before the game. Oh, why is he saying this? It didn't work.
Play
we ended up losing.
The fans can't play at all.
No, but he said to the fans, in this season, before the Bournemouth game, he said, bring your breakfast, lunch and dinner. It didn't work. I think just be calm. Just be calm. Just say, we know what we're doing. We've been working on it all week in training. Bat off some of the bottling questions and whatever. And the fans will be there. The fans will support. It's not on the fans, on the team now. It's five games to go. It's really on these players.
If I'm honest, sorry, Tom. If I'm honest, I feel like the fans they pay their money. I think they're allowed to have their opinion. They're allowed to voice their concerns, whether it mean booing or not. Players just have to deal with that. I've been in that situation before where I've been booed, I've got abused, but you're playing at the highest level. You have to be able to deal with that pressure. And sometimes, there's going to be boos, you're not playing well. Other times, there's going to be jubilation and all the fans are cheering you. That's just the nature of the game. Going forward, if Arsenal are to bring new players in the summer and Arteta is in the job still, what players do you let go to raise money to bring other players in?
We're going far ahead here. We're still in this season. I think we've got to focus on these last 5 games.
I'm asking the questions here.
There's a few players. I think players like Gabriel Jesus, potentially one of the left wingers, Trossard or Gabriel Martinelli. I think Ben White maybe could be moved on, even though he's a player that I love, but maybe with his injuries and stuff, he's not playing at his level. I think there's a few players there that you could maybe move on to bring in top quality replacements. I don't think too much change is needed. I think the team is. You've seen if you finish second 3 years in a row, you have to be a very good team to finish second in the Premier League. But to be a great team, you need that top quality, and you need to be able to do it till the end of the season. So a little sprinkle is needed. A couple of extra quality players. Maybe this. I think a left winger is the main area.
Who would you like
I
to
don't
see?
think they'll sign another striker on the left.
Or who would you like to see come in?
I wanted Semenyo. I think Semenyo was the tap-in January. Obviously, they didn't get it done. We let him go to City. I think if we'd signed Semenyo, we'd probably be 12 points clear right now, or 9 points clear. I like Njai at Everton. Anthony Gordon's one that's being floated around as well. And yeah, Julian Alvarez up front as well. I think he's a top quality player. But like I said, those are questions for the summer. I think right now just focus on these 5 games and the 3 games, and hopefully 3 games in the Champions League, if we can get to that final. Let's see what happens.
Finally, what's your percentage of hope in terms of winning the league?
What did Jay say? 50-50?
Yeah.
I said 50-50. It is right now, yeah? Second place at the moment.
Because we're playing 2 games before City play, if we can win these 2, get 6 points clear, hopefully score some goals. I know we haven't been scoring recently, which people reminded me of. But we still scored, I think, 63 goals this season in the Prem. City have scored 66, only 3 less. Say we win 2-0.
What's the percentage?
I'm going to go 60-40 to Arsenal.
Okay.
Really?
More confident than you, Jay? Just
60-40?
Because if we win those next 2, City will have to catch up.
I think the key word there was if. 60-40 is a lot, though.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well, you were up to 7. You were 76.
When we was 9 points clear.
All right.
Now,
well, we
now
could be
we're
6
second
points
place.
if we win the next 2.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm being hopeful. I'm being positive. I'm being
Christian,
hopeful. Why not?
Good luck. Looking forward to the game tomorrow night.
Take care. See you later.
Cheers, guys.